All right, let's take a look at what makes for a range day in the S&P futures and the stock indexes and what that means for the markets overall, especially as we head into monthly expiration. The biggest thing for today, you'll notice that, of course, we're quiet pre-market. We get the pop in the S&Ps and the Nasdaq, and right away we start to see selling back to what? Back to VWAP. We try to reach our head back up again, back to VWAP, back to VWAP. And then you'll notice that there's this big sell-off. We go through, touch those big important weekly levels that are there, and then we get this kind of crazy, quote-unquote, out-of-nowhere bounce. So what was going on there? So in the morning, there are two key time of days that I like to look at. The first one is 8:45. And you can see this right here. And then the next one is this zone between 920 and 940. One of my favorite trades to make every day is the potential reversal into 920 and 940. And essentially what that means is if we rally into 920, 940, that's a great place to look for a sell-off. And it could be a big reversal the entire day, or it's just a small pullback before it legs back up. To get a gauge of kind of which one it's going to be, that's when you're looking at things like the internals. And if we roll back over and the internals die, and the VIX starts spiking up and making new highs, and that's something you can hold on to longer. Of course, in a more bullish environment, it's just going to be a pullback, and you can play that. But today was interesting where, 8:45, of course, we rallied in 8:45, started to sell off pretty cleanly through these key levels. 40-point move to the downside, and just as it looked like the world was going to end, the VIX is spiking, all that kind of stuff. Lo and behold, we get into 920, 940. We set up some put credit spreads, some cheap call debit spreads, and we just kind of start to grind up. Now, what I love about this, what happened in the Nasdaq during this time, and again, same thing, we rallied in 8:45, sold off, is that we kind of came up and then we kind of came down and made a lower low, and that's a great, nice little fake out. Notice that the S&Ps did not. So that's kind of a nice, it's like a, you call about the W bottom and all that, and that's a kind of a classic there. And then from there, make a significant rally. You got a little weird volatility right before the European close. That's normal. This is a little bigger than normal. And then we ground up all the way into the quant pivot level. H2 stopped dead in its tracks. Didn't quite get there in the S&Ps, but most importantly, that's where we got the Momo reversal, and then we just kind of flopped around the rest of the day with the buy program at the close. So all in all, interesting trading. Great day. We've been running some iron condors, and it's just a great day to suck premium out of the market on both sides. Taking a look at some daily charts here, I'm a big fan of Reddit here. Reddit up 6% on a day when the indexes are kind of sloppy to down. It's a little extended in terms of a buy zone here. When there is a squeeze, my favorite buy zone is the 21 EMA, where you can accumulate positions and then you wait for kind of the move. But what's really interesting here is on the larger time frames, on the weekly chart, we're actually setting up with a fairly big squeeze here. And when you look at this, and the weekly ones they're tricky because you don't want to get options that are too short term. Options that are like 30 days out on a weekly chart are kind of too short term. So the last weekly squeeze here, you can see, is obviously a significant move higher. And this time around, what we have is a nice, kind of perfect cup forming. Typically then you're going to get 3 or 4 weeks of a handle. You can see that the red squeeze is already fired. There's still a black squeeze here, but the 1272 extension is up here at $321. Now it's so on something like this, if you're looking at these options, I know that it's it's certainly something to be said about finding cheaper options that are like a couple of dollars and seeing if that's something that would work well. But the main thing on something like this is that you want to give it enough time. And so if we do, like, say, 10-day out options, the weekly chart may not even be impacted. But if you go out like 66 days or even better, 94 days, then at least you could sit there and participate in a potential squeeze that moves over 8 to 10 weeks. Now, on something like this, if we look at it, we can say, okay, well, what are the at-the-money calls? They're $39. Most people are, one option, of course, there is $33,900. Most people are interested in a smaller, kind of a smaller trade, which is fine. You could come up and buy the 300s. They're still $23.50. So likely on something like this, 80-point expected move. That kind of even lines up with our projection of 320. So you could do, like, say, the 300, buy the 300. You could sell the 320, but I'd almost rather give it a little bit more room, buy the 300, sell like the 330. And then, but if you look at something like this, $20 wide, that far out, then you are looking at a $5 option, and so that's super manageable as well. So on something like this, what I might do is get something like this that's kind of a better risk reward, maybe buy a smaller amount of the at the money or slightly in the money calls, and then do some diagonals against that. So what I mean by that is, you could buy the 260 call, and then if you bought that 260 call and then come over here 17 days out, and you could say, okay, well, maybe I'll sell some, expected move is 28, so try to go above that. So that would be 90. So sell these for $4. Ideally, what happens is over 17 days, that goes to zero. That helps defray the cost of the option. Sometimes I joke that if you want to guarantee a big move, do a diagonal, but that's something that falls in line with all of the math and things like that. Other than that, if we take a quick look at the daily chart here of the SPX, you can see that, and that's a weekly chart there. We've had obviously a significant move here, and now we're just a little quiet. And we do have some numbers coming out tomorrow. We do have monthly expiration. One interesting stat is that over the last 30 instances where stocks are near all-time highs during monthly expiration, over the next several weeks, out of 30 instances, stocks on average are sideways to up, but not up big. Typically the biggest move is about 1%. The main point being sideways to up, no big sell-offs or anything like that. Again, that's historically what happened. So keep that in mind. Not necessarily looking based on that for any huge breakouts, but certainly plenty of opportunities in the indexes. Reddit, a little different story, but certainly plenty of opportunities here. Sell put credit spreads, buy the dip, look for grinds higher, but don't necessarily waste a lot of money on out of the money calls expecting some huge move. All right. And for those of you that don't know Raghi, she's been trading for I think almost as long as I have, or about the same as I have. And she's going to be doing a webinar on Thursday night. And one of the biggest pieces of feedback I get from people on Raghi is that, man, if you're looking for a process that works, a process that's easy to understand, a process that's, just kind of a no-brainer, go with Raghi. And it's just, it's consistency. And that's what her focus is. It's not, not in the pursuit of like, oh God, here's this one big, huge trade. It's consistency, week in, week out, and that's and which is fantastic. She's going to do webinar. That's plural for webinar. A webinar this upcoming Thursday, January 15th, 6 o'clock Central Time, and she'll be talking all about that. And so there should be a link on that if you want to sign up for that and check it out. Free to check out, and it'll show you all she's doing. All right. You guys and gals have a great trading, and we'll see you at the next update.
Hey, John here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, comment down below and let us know what topic you want to see us cover next. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notified when we release new videos. And if you want to watch us trade in real time using our own money, go to simplertrading.com and learn how to sign up. Good trading, and we'll see you next time.